Some places don't just exist on a map. They exist in memory. Kauai, the oldest island in Hawaii, is often called the Garden Isle, but its beauty is more than visual. Ancient mountains rise through clouds that have watched centuries pass. Waterfalls carve quiet paths through emerald valleys, and the rhythm of the island moves slower than the rest of the world. Here, nature doesn't shout for attention. It whispers. Visitors often arrive searching for adventure, but leave with something deeper, a feeling of grounding. Many say Kauai becomes a place they never fully let go of, even long after they return home. Perhaps that's because Kauai reflects a truth about human connection. Sometimes the strongest influence in our lives isn't loud or forceful. Sometimes it's simply present, a quiet voice that reminds us who we are, a presence that guides without demanding, a voice we trust, and one we never truly let go of. Far out in the Atlantic Ocean lies a chain of islands that once guided the course of history. For centuries, explorers sailing into the unknown passed through the Canary Islands. These volcanic outposts between Europe and Africa became a final point of certainty before the vast ocean beyond. For sailors standing on wooden decks beneath uncertain skies, these islands represented something powerful: reassurance, direction, a reminder that even in the most uncertain journeys, there is still something steady to rely on. And in many ways, that's what trust feels like. A reference point when the horizon is unclear. A quiet anchor in the middle of uncertainty. Few landscapes on Earth tell a story of survival quite like Lanzarote. In the 1700s, the island was transformed by violent volcanic eruptions that lasted for years. Entire villages disappeared beneath rivers of lava. Fields turned into black stone, and the island itself seemed permanently altered. But what happened next is what makes Lanzarote remarkable. Life returned. Against a backdrop that looks almost alien, vineyards began growing again. Communities rebuilt, and the people of the island learned to live with the volcano rather than against it. Today, Lanzarote's landscape appears almost like another planet. Black volcanic fields stretch toward the horizon. Craters rise from the earth like silent reminders of the past. Yet beneath this rugged terrain lies a powerful symbol: resilience. Because the island didn't erase its scars, it adapted around them. And sometimes trust works the same way. When emotional storms erupt, when relationships fracture, when chaos leaves lasting marks, the voice that remains afterward becomes the one people believe the most. Not because it avoided the fire, but because it endured it. Like Lanzarote itself, the most trusted voices are often the ones that remain after everything else is burned away. Some islands hold a quiet gravity. Mallorca is one of them. Artists, writers, and travelers have returned here for centuries, drawn to its cliffs, turquoise waters, and sunlit villages. But the island's real power lies in something less visible: an emotional pull, the kind that makes people leave, yet somehow always find their way back. At the entrance to the harbor of Rhodes once stood a giant. The Colossus of Rhodes, a towering statue of the sun god Helios, welcomed ships arriving from distant seas. For sailors, it was more than a monument. It was reassurance, a signal that they had reached safety. And much like that ancient guardian, some voices in life stand tall above the chaos, becoming the last voice people trust, and the one they are never willing to let go of.